in our ongoing work to transform agriculture, expand the MSME economy, deliver universal health care, provide affordable housing, and grow the digital and creative sectors. I take this opportunity to commend all stakeholders, leaders, practitioners, and cooperators for your unwavering dedication and exceptional contribution to Kenya's socio-economic advancement through the cooperative model. Fellow Kenyans, my administration remains firmly committed to uplifting the livelihoods of lower and middle-income Kenyans through an empowered and efficient cooperative movement. We have placed deliberate focus on revitalizing key agricultural value chains by supporting the creation of new cooperatives where they are needed and strengthening existing ones to boost their effectiveness and productivity. To support this agenda, we have rolled out wide-ranging policy, legal, and institutional reforms, alongside capacity building, financial assistance, and infrastructure development. These interventions are designed to foster an enabling environment in which cooperatives can thrive and deliver value to their members. One of the most significant milestones in this regard is the Cooperative Bill number 7 of 2024. This landmark piece of legislation, shaped by extensive public participation, is now before the Senate and will soon be presented for my assent. Upon enactment, it will herald a new era for the cooperative sector, anchored in strong governance, enhanced transparency, and improved service delivery. The bill also introduces provisions to mainstream youth participation and address emerging challenges such as climate change. Further, through the Ministry of Cooperatives and MSMEs Development, we have constituted a high-level committee of experts comprising both international professionals and distinguished local practitioners to undertake a comprehensive review of the SACCO subsector legal framework. This committee of experts is mandated to identify and address legal and regulatory shortcomings that have, in some cases, enabled mismanagement and undermined public confidence. These reforms will culminate in the review of the SACCO Societies Act 2008 and the development of regulations to operationalize both the amended SACCO Societies Act and the new Cooperatives Act. This comprehensive framework aims to establish a more robust, transparent, and accountable sector. It is also intended to root out the impropriety and malfeasance perpetrated by a few officials whose actions have stained the reputation of an otherwise noble movement. Let me be clear. My administration will pursue the recovery of misappropriated funds and hold to account those found culpable in full accordance with the law. We are resolute in our determination to restore integrity, trust, and dignity to the cooperative sector. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our national economic transformation agenda, we are also implementing targeted interventions in high-impact value chains, namely coffee, cotton, dairy, beef, and leather. These sectors hold immense potential for increasing rural incomes and securing livelihoods. In the coffee sector, we have introduced far-reaching reforms aimed at improving transparency, accountability, and efficiency. The licensing framework has been restructured to assign clear and distinct mandates. County governments now license millers. The Capital Markets Authority licenses brokerage firms, and the Agriculture and Food Authority licenses buyers. This structure eliminates duplication, reduces conflict of interest, and curbs opportunities for collusion. For the first time in our history, coffee farmers, through cooperative-owned brokerage firms, have gained direct access to the Nairobi Coffee Exchange, eliminating exploitative middlemen. We have also introduced the Direct Settlement System, DSS, to ensure timely, transparent disbursement of proceeds to farmers and to guard against diversion of payments. While some concerns have been raised regarding the implementation of the DSS, I remain confident that ongoing consultations will address any outstanding issues and ensure smooth rollout. We have also enhanced the Coffee Cherry Advance Revolving Fund, increasing its capitalization from Kenya shillings 3 billion to Kenya shillings 4.75 billion. So far, over 580,000 farmers have benefited from advances totaling 8.9 billion Kenya shillings across coffee-growing counties. Additionally, the Cabinet has approved a Kenya shillings 6.8 billion debt waiver for coffee cooperative societies, with Kenya shillings 2 billion allocated in the current financial year. These measures are bearing fruit, with some regions now recording an increase in farm gate coffee prices from Kenya shillings 50 per kilogram to as high as Kenya shillings 150 per kilogram. In fact, when we were visiting the stands, we were told that there are actually some farmers who have hit 172 Kenya shillings per kilogram. In the cotton subsector, we have embarked on a modernization program for ginneries to reinvigorate cotton cooperatives. Phase 1 of this program saw the successful upgrade of the Luanda District Cooperative Union ginnery in Busia County. Phase 2 is currently underway at Pavi Cooperative Society in Kwale County, with similar interventions planned for other cotton-growing regions. In the dairy sector, we have continued to invest in the modernization of new Kenya Cooperative Creameries, new KCC, positioning it as a buyer of last resort during periods of milk glut. To date, the government has invested Kenya shillings 4.6 billion in facility upgrades and milk stabilization efforts. In the current financial year, an additional Kenya shillings 550 million has been set aside, including 50 million Kenya shillings for a new processing facility in Narok and Kenya shillings 100 million for the upgrade of the Runyenjes cooling plant. Furthermore, Kenya shillings 400 million has been dedicated to stabilizing milk prices and protecting farmers' incomes. We are also supporting the construction of an animal feed plant at Meru Central Dairy Cooperative Union with Kenya shillings 100 million already disbursed and a further Kenya shillings 100 million earmarked. Milk coolers have been distributed to dairy cooperatives to improve product quality and reduce post-harvest losses. Before I go too far, we want to salute the Meru dairy cooperators. they have overcome all hurdles to become the leading dairy producer and processor in the country. And through their effort, they have enabled Kenya to become the #1 dairy processing nation in Africa. These interventions are geared toward improving farm productivity, stabilizing prices, and enhancing farmer profitability. On the beef and leather value chains, we have constituted a livestock sector working group to dismantle policy and financial bottlenecks and unlock opportunities for pastoralist communities. The government is spearheading the promotion of livestock cooperatives and revitalization of existing ones, particularly in arid and semi-arid lands. Feedlot systems are being advanced through cooperatives as a sustainable solution to increase productivity, improve value addition, and secure pastoral livelihoods. In addition, we are promoting the establishment of multi-value cooperatives and savings and credit cooperatives in every ward across the country. These grassroots institutions will serve as last-mile service delivery hubs, facilitating aggregation, market access, value addition, access to affordable credit and farm inputs. This approach is central to our strategy of creating jobs, enhancing rural livelihoods, and unlocking the full potential of our value chains. Dear cooperators, as we mark this year's Usherika Day, let us take pride in the progress we have made in revitalizing our cooperative sector. Let us recommit to unlocking its full potential as a catalyst for inclusive economic transformation. My government's reform agenda is underpinned by the conviction that cooperatives are a cornerstone of economic empowerment, social cohesion, and national resilience. I therefore call upon all stakeholders across the public and private sectors to continue working hand in hand with us to build a stronger, more inclusive, and prosperous Kenya through the cooperative movement. Thank you and happy Usherika Day. So that ends the President's communication. Let me just add 2 minutes of my time to just emphasize one or two things. First, let us now not just look at the cooperative cohesion as a movement. Let us make it a way of life. Let us make the cooperative movement a way of life. Let it become an economic religion. Let it become the mecca of our economy. That is how strong we can make the cooperative movement. You all know you are called from time to time to go into Harambes. A more sustainable way is to make the cooperative movement a way of life. So this is so strong, and the power of aggregation is important. The second point I just want to emphasize is that Kenya is the #1 cooperative nation in the whole of the African continent. And #7 globally. Savings are very fundamental to the growth of the economy. You've heard the statistics and the figures given by the minister about the muscle of the cooperative movement. We must continue to grow it, because without savings, a country will not grow. Savings are fundamental to that. Cooperative movements are homegrown. And when I stand here and I look right up to the end, it's amazing. There are over 10,000 people in this mega dome. This speaks volumes to the whole agenda of the cooperative movement and how far it has gone throughout the economy. If we have a strong cooperative movement, the resilience of our economy is strengthened, because even in a moment of political challenges, there shall be no capital flight. Hakuna mtu atatorosha pesa yake apeleke nje. That is how strong the Kenyan economy can come. Because sometimes foreign investment can be very shy. The moment Kenyans sneeze in the streets of Nairobi, some will engage in capital flight. But if we have a strong economy, a strong cooperative base, where the resources are homegrown and spread out of the country, then our economy will not be shaken when somebody sneezes in the streets of Nairobi. This is very important. Finally, I just want to underscore that through the cooperative movement, we can, and we have been doing, and we need to continue to enhance national integration and national cohesion. The way I see it and the way I know is that cooperators support each other. They guarantee each other within their respective movements. I don't think when you're supporting each other, when you are guaranteeing your fellow cooperator to access additional credit, I don't think tribe becomes an issue. What is important is whether the person is a member of your cooperative. Hapana ukabila. Hiyo guarantee haijaandikwa ni ya Muluya ama ya Mukamba ama ya Mudigo. Hiyo guarantee ambayo unapeana ni kwa sababu wewe na mwenzako muko kwa cooperative moja na nyinyi wote mnaweka hapo pesa. So you support each other. National cohesion, national integration. This is what we need for the country. Basically, what I'm saying, capital does not have a tribe. It does not. Finally, peace, security, and stability. For an economy to grow, we must uphold peace, we must maintain stability, we must have security for everybody and for our economic and social assets. We must follow and respect the Constitution of that nation, and in this case we speak to the Constitution of Kenya. We must be a law-abiding nation, and when the late Kibaki took over as president, you will recollect one of his fundamental statements was a three-word statement which became the headline. He simply said, "Obey the law." Obey the law. Go back into the archives, you will just find that headline. One response from Mzee Mwai Kibaki: obey the law. So I really want to appeal to all of us, those of us who are in public office, like myself, the citizen who gave us the opportunity through the ballot to serve. When we all go and look in a mirror in the morning, let us just remember to cite one thing: obey the law. That is a very humble appeal that I make. May I also say I respect the resilience of the Meru Cooperative Society, because in the process of our expression publicly as enshrined in the Constitution to protest and to picket, the Constitution is also very clear under Article 37 that it should be peaceful, so that nobody is injured, no lives are lost, and no property is damaged. I know the Meru Cooperative Society suffered a serious hit in Meru because protesters decided they had an axe to grind with the government, but the Meru Cooperative Society became collateral damage. So let us ponder and reflect on some of our actions, as we also ask the security agencies not to injure citizens when they express their constitutional right. We also, in equal measure, request the citizens, when you protest, please also respect the rights of others. It is that kind of respect for each other that will make Kenya great, that is the hallmark of civilized nations, that is the hallmark of democratic societies. And my parting shot to all of you and to the Kenyans who are listening and watching is just to say, that in 2010, through the ballot, the people of Kenya voted 70% to recognize and accept the new constitution of 2010. It was not just a resolution of parliament. It was a resolution through the ballot to entrench the constitution of Kenya. I want to appeal to everybody that let us not imagine that there would be a better arrangement other than that has been laid through the Constitution of Kenya. If we are unhappy, the process of changing a government constitutionally is through the ballot. And since 1963, when we got independence, Kenya has always had its elections. We have never failed to have elections. And in 2027, we shall not fail. We shall make sure the country has elections now that the IBC is fully constituted. Over and above that, let me tell you that our Constitution predicts, it's predictable, it's written, when there shall be a moment to refresh the mandate or to renew the mandate or to change the mandate. It's known, it's guaranteed, it's in the Constitution. I want to remind Kenyans that where there is an unconstitutional regime, to be more precise, a military regime, you will never know when the next election is. Because unconstitutional regimes suspend constitutions and then they rule by decree. And after we had our constitution, let us not allow a situation where anybody in Kenya rules by decree. It has to be constitutional. That is going to be our strength. That is what makes us who we are. That is what should define us as citizens. And I want to appeal to you, the resilience, the unity you bring to the cooperative movement. You as cooperators help us in educating the likes of Musalia Mudavadi to be more patriotic and nationalistic. Help us to communicate to the millions of cooperators, 15 million I was told, to be the engines of change, the engines of growth, the engines of revival, but while respecting the constitutional framework that we have. This is where our respect and stability will be anchored. God bless you all. God bless the cooperative movement. And I salute you for what you are doing, what you continue to do, and the future of Kenya is bright with a strong cooperative movement. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana, wapo makofi ya waziri